Would you please rise and join me in the school prayer, followed by the singing of our first hymn, O God, Our Help in Ages Past. The prayer is found in the commencement program. O God, by whose manifold grace all things work together for good to them that love thee, establish, we pray thee, the thing that thou hast wrought in us, and make this school as a field that the Lord hath blessed, that whatsoever things are true, pure, lovely, and of good report may here forever flourish and abound. Preserve in it an unblemished name, enlarge it with a wider usefulness, and exalt it in the love and reverence of all its members as the instrument of thy glory. Amen. Sometimes if you pray hard enough, you get a beautiful day. Maybe not everything else. Why don't we proceed at this juncture? Please have your seats. Speaking on behalf of the senior class is a young man who has been with us at the Academy for the past year. Despite the paucity of time it reserved, he has been a vital member of the graduating class and has been found in the midst of some of the more positive activities initiated by these young men and women. A sensitive and modest individual, John Nunn developed friendships quickly and earned the respect of both classmates and teachers. An advanced placement student in English and a two-sport varsity letter winner, he will enter the Newhouse School of Communications at Syracuse in September. We are convinced that this Virginia lad will represent WRA quite well while there and in the years to come. John.
I was threatened with physical violence if I did not wear my hat, so I'm gonna have to put that on right now. Okay, relax. In the short year that I've been a member of the reserve community, I feel that I've grown in more ways than one. I've reached a level of maturity that now enables me to move on to bigger and greater challenges. Through the teaching and coaching that I have received, I've become a better person. Beyond the classroom and the athletics, I've been fortunate enough to fall in love with a special group of friends. These people have been able to show me my faults, my limitations, and above all, my capabilities. Before getting to the body of my message, I must first relate to you that my friends do not end with my peers. After all, teachers are people too. Over the last summer, I became excited about the new challenges ahead of me at Reserve. Beyond the challenges of the classroom, I knew that there would be an athletic commitment. Prior to the early football, I was still engulfed with the total lethargy of the summer, specifically my job that had been teaching little ones how to swim. The problem was that Coach Arms was quick to notice the benefit of total laziness that I still wore around my waist. On the first day of practice, before I was given the nickname of Sam, he asked me a very motivational question. So, John, how are you and your fat belly doing? As I self-consciously grabbed the scar of my summer, I responded, we're doing just fine, Coach, just fine. But his question made me see that the steel-belted radial that I wore around my middle was unsuitable. I am now a better athlete because of his help. Friendship is a matter of sacrifice and honesty. If the people you love and trust do not tell you the truth about yourself, then they are not doing you justice. Thank you, Coach Arms. In the classroom, my intellectual capabilities were sparked mostly by the teaching of Mrs. Dyer. She was able to show me that I have the potential to do something long-lasting with my writing. Her basic love for language and literature has inspired me to see that there are many lessons to be learned from the wisdom of creative writers. One day I too may be able to pass along some insight through my own writing. Thank you, Ms. Dyer. This spring, despite the pessimism of our critics, the lacrosse team was able to complete a successful season. Due to the team's attitude and unselfish focus, we won 15 games. There's one aspect of the season worthy of mentioning. In the preseason, when the team traveled to Bermuda, Mr. Troutman delivered a message to us that had a lasting effect on the team throughout the year. The coach wigged. He lost his temper from the beginning to the end of one entire practice. When it was over, he pulled us in tight. With sweat dripping from every face, he gave us our season. He said, "You're going to run and sweat and bleed your way to the top bracket of the tournament. And by that time, you're going to hate the sight of my face." Any normal group of kids would have run for their lives. Instead, we ran. We ran for the coach. Successfully. Thank you, Mr. Troutman. The examples of close friendship, love, and devotion that I have found here are too numerous to be specific. The friends that I have gathered at Reserve are as dear to me as those who have been present for a much longer period of my life. You mean so much to me, and I love you more than words can tell. Your friendship has made me grow, and I'm sure that every graduating senior has feelings similar to mine. And in closing, I'd like to leave you with the words of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Happiness, from beginning to end, I found in the song of the heart of a friend. Thank you.
On May 22nd, at the Academy's Academic Awards Ceremony, many students were honored for their extraordinary scholastic achievement. At today's proceedings, we will continue to honor those who have distinguished themselves both in the academic realm and in other areas of school life. Assisting in the presentation of awards will be Dr. Robert F. Price, Chapter President of the Cum Laude Society, and Dr. Ann Chapman, Dean of the Faculty.
Election to the Cum Laude Society constitutes the highest honor that a student can receive at Reserve. The society was founded to provide at the high school level a means of encouraging and recognizing scholarship. It was clearly modeled after the Phi Beta Kappa Society, which aims at the same goal on the college level. The pin, which is awarded to members, bears the motto of the society, which consists of three Greek words, arete, dike, and time. These words, which can literally be translated as excellence, justice, and honor, are meant to indicate that the society seeks to encourage the pursuit of learning for its own sake. When the members of the society, both faculty and students, meet to elect new members, they look very carefully at the student's academic record as a whole and attempt to select those who have demonstrated a serious interest in the subjects they are studying and a real curiosity about all areas of learning. 7 students were elected during the course of the year and were inducted at the 2 academic banquets. They are Sheila Bavekati, Calvin Chen, Hans Kim, Tarun Reddy, Morgan Sheedy, Anup Singh, and Sarah Wagner. I would like to ask those members to join me on the platform. At a meeting of the Society yesterday morning, 10 new seniors were elected to join our ranks. May I ask these seniors to come forward as I read their names and to stand in front of the platform facing me. Paranit Bambra, Melissa Burkhardt, Karine Chung, Stephen Dyer, Alan Isaac, Eric Palm, Andrew Paul, David Pico, Christopher Sands, and Amy Smith. Before presenting you with your pins and certificates, I am required by the laws of the Society to read to you the following charge. The distinguished record you have made at school has won for you membership in the Cum Laude Society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in the society. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society, by the authority of the society duly granted, I now present you with these pins and certificates. Would you come on up, please? Okay, so why don't you take care of that?
Departmental honors are given at commencement for excellence in a particular field of study. As I read the names of those so honored, would they please stand up and remain standing so we can applaud them all when all the names have been read? In the arts, in dance, Mary Bliley and Denise De Jesus. Stand up, please. In music, Julia Brown, Stephen Dyer, Andrew Paul. In English, Alan Isaac, Susan Oldham, Anoop Singh, Amy Smith, Sarah Wagner. In foreign languages, in French, Melissa Burkhardt, Celine Gustafson, Alan Isaac, Stephanie Miller, Deborah Sindel. In German, Brent Lobo and Anoop Singh. In Latin, Sheila Bavicati, Karine Chung, Peter Laub, Sarah Wagner. In mathematics, David Hill, Hans Kim, Christine Nazaro, Tarun Reddy, Charles Rowe, Harold Shrew, Anoop Singh, Kelly Shakitka, Amy Smith, Karen Topping, and David Pico. In science, Sheila Bavicati, Calvin Chen, Hans Kim, Brant Lobo, Tarun Reddy, Charles Rowe, Anoop Singh, and Karen Topping. Congratulations, all of you. In the National Merit Scholarship Program, of the over 1 million students who entered the merit program from 19,000 different schools, only some 14,000 became finalists. We are fortunate and honored to have the following students distinguish themselves in this very competitive program as National Merit finalists. Please stand as I call your names and remain standing until we applaud all of you together. Michelle Antonelli, Melissa Burkhardt, Brett Pfeiffer, Eric Palm, Andy Paul, Tarun Reddy, and Karen Topping. Congratulations. in the National Achievement Scholarship Program for outstanding Negro students. Of over 80,000 students who enter, only some 1,200 become finalists. We are proud to have one of the finalists at Western Reserve Academy. Will he please stand and be applauded? David Hill. Congratulations. The Phi Beta Kappa Award is given for outstanding scholarship to a member of the graduating class with a challenging academic program. Will this year's recipient please stand and be acknowledged? Tarun Reddy. Among the academic achievements of our students is something that is unique to Western Reserve Academy. This is the Senior Seminar Research Paper, a scholarly and intellectual challenge. Those who have received the 7, the high honors mark for their paper, have truly distinguished themselves. Their papers will be bound and placed in the permanent collection of the Academy Library. I would like the authors of the outstanding high honors research papers to rise as your name and the title of your paper is given and remain standing until we applaud all of you at the end. Sheila Bavikate with The Survival of the Wolf, a battle between predator, prey, and prejudice. Calvin Chen, The Rise and Fall of Psychosurgery. Stephen Dyer, Maria Callas, The Revolution. Rebecca Smith, John Keats's Light-Winged Dryad, a study of the Ode to a Nightingale. And Sarah Wagner, Nature Through the Eyes and Words of Emily Dickinson. Well done, all of you. The senior book prizes are awarded on the basis of their grade point average to the 2 top students in the class. Will the 2 book prize winners please come up here as your name is called and claim your prize? In second place, with a grade point average of 6.30, Sarah Wagner. And in first place, with a grade point average of 6.36, Tarun Reddy. Come on up.
One of the foremost strengths of a boarding school such as Reserve is the opportunity for international influence and exposure. We've been pleased this year to have had with us seniors who came to the Academy through the auspices of the ASSIST program, as well as from the English-speaking Union. At this time, I would like to recognize, and would they please stand as their name is called, and thank these students. From San Juan, Spain, David Pico Villa. From Glasgow, Scotland, Christopher Sands. And from Karst, West Germany, Harold Schul. I am pleased to announce that Amy Smith and Derek Schumann, members of this year's graduating class, have also been selected as fellows in the English-speaking Union. Next year, Amy will attend Down House in Berks, and Derek will attend the Cranley School in Surrey, prior to entering college the following academic year. Also present today is Bradley E. Hall, a member of the class of 1990, who spent this past year in Spain under the auspices of the school year abroad. Brad will attend Emory University in September, and would he stand? I call to the podium at this time one of the most energetic and the finest young men of the class of 1990. Would Chris Sands please come forward and share some words with us regarding his English-speaking union experience?
I just like to say that the Pipers were very nice. You shouldn't have bothered. I appreciate it a great deal, but thanks very much anyway. That's the sort of thing you get from the English-speaking union. Basically, it's for bringing people like me to see people like you and vice versa. And it's a bit more complicated than that. Because really, however you choose to get here by boat, by plane, and really however you want to pay to get here by cash or by, well, any other means you can think of, you really end up having a great time. I've got to admit that when I first got here, I was very nervous. I thought 6 months couldn't pass slowly enough. Oh, no. But actually, really at the end, I'm kind of upset that I have to leave. Really had a great time over here. All the people I've met, and it's good to see that Amy and Derek are still going back to, well, it is England, but that can't be helped, I suppose. So I suppose I'll have a good time. I'm sure I'll be able to visit them, whether they want me to or not, and I think that's it. And actually, I've got a kind of request for you all that I was on the phone to the head of the ESU in New York a couple of days ago, and I told them about graduation. And I asked what kind of souvenir I could get of graduation. So I said, I thought a photo would be a really good idea, photo of the audience. So if you at the back can sort of move in a bit, and we can all get you in the picture. Okay, cheese! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. You're a tough act to follow. The class of 1990 applied to and was accepted by numerous colleges and universities throughout the country. Those of us fortunate enough to work with these young people in the placement process are generally pleased with their accomplishments and wish them all the very best as they enter their undergraduate studies. Institutions where our seniors will matriculate in the fall are as follows: Duke, Williams, Harvard, Yale, Amherst, Vassar, Johns Hopkins, Penn, Cornell, Stanford, Wesleyan, Dartmouth, United States Naval Academy, Vanderbilt, Washington University, Boston College, Pepperdine, Miami of Ohio, Pomona, the University of Virginia, the University of North Carolina, Hamilton, University of Chicago, Boston University, Ohio State University, Colgate, Ohio University, Grinnell, Ithaca, University of Vermont, Colorado College, Colorado State, Gettysburg College, University of Illinois, Lawrence, John Carroll, Washington and Jefferson, Ohio Wesleyan, Syracuse, University of Richmond, Denison, DePaul, Bethany, Northwestern, the University of New Hampshire, Bucknell, Lehigh, the University of Southern California, Penn State, the University of Michigan, Earlham, Case Western Reserve University, Emory, the University of Miami in Florida, Tufts, Hobart, Indiana, Skidmore, the University of the South, Kent State, Wittenberg, Union, and Durham University in England. Congratulations to you all. With us today is Captain George Bliley of the United States Naval Reserve. Captain Bliley is the blue and gold officer representing the Naval Academy. Further, he is the father of one of today's graduates, Allison. His younger daughter, Jill, will enter reserve next September. Joining him today, much to his surprise at this time, is Michael, a member of the class of 1986 at WRA and a recent graduate of the University of Virginia in the field of engineering. Michael received his commission at Charlottesville, the result of his successful completion of a 4-year ROTC scholarship program. At this time, I would ask that these naval officers come forward and also request that seniors William Tansey and Kelly Shakitka join us in order to be officially appointed to the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis.
Well, thank you for your very kind words, Skip. It's always generous of you to relinquish a few minutes of your valuable time at these commencement exercises. Today, it is once again my distinct pleasure and privilege to recognize two outstanding reserve men for their unique accomplishments, Bill Tansey and Kelly Shakitka. Bill and Kelly are Naval Academy Foundation scholars who entered Western Reserve Academy last fall specifically for the purpose of qualifying for admission to the U.S. Naval Academy. They have, of course, succeeded. And it's my proud duty to present to them their certificates of admission, one from the Chief of Naval Operations and the other from the Superintendent of the Naval Academy. Let me read the certificates. The first one is from the Chief of Naval Operations, and it says, "Congratulations on your receipt of an offer of appointment to the U.S. Naval Academy class of 1994. Your 4 years at the Academy will challenge you both academically and physically. You will experience a special camaraderie with your fellow midshipmen and a proud sense of accomplishment. You will receive an education which will prepare you for a career as a leader in the world's most capable and technologically advanced Navy. You will be given every chance to realize your full potential as you gain the knowledge and acquire the skills needed to be a leader on our Navy team. You have already demonstrated your outstanding ability to excel. The Naval Academy will offer you the opportunity to fully achieve that excellence. I extend to you my sincere congratulations and best wishes for continued success. Signed, Carlisle A.H. Trost, Admiral, U.S. Navy, Chief of Naval Operations." The second certificate is from the Superintendent, and it says United States Naval Academy, Annapolis, Maryland. The Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy takes great pleasure in recognizing with this certificate of accomplishment the selection of William Archer Tansey and Kelly Michael Shakitka for offer of appointment to the U.S. Naval Academy class of 1994. And that's signed, Virgil R. Hill, Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, Superintendent. Kelly?
Also with us today is Captain William Viets of the United States Marine Corps. Captain Viets will present the Naval ROTC Scholarship.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to be here today, especially having grown up in Northeast Ohio and being a homeboy, to be able to come back here as the executive officer of the recruiting station in Cleveland, Ohio, and be inherently involved in the process of selecting seniors in high school that are highly qualified and able to take on the rigors of becoming a second lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. And we do this through the NROTC Scholarship Program by offering a $75,000 scholarship to a young man or lady who can go to a college that has an NROTC university, go through the curriculum there both academically and militarily, and succeed in Marine Corps training during the summer between his junior and senior year of school. This scholarship pays for tuition, fees, books, puts $100 a month spending money in your pocket, and has that guarantee of having that gold bar when you graduate. It is my distinct privilege and honor to announce that a Western Reserve senior has won one of these scholarships, one of 9 that I've been allowed to present over Northeast Ohio this year. The Marine Corps gave away about 350 of them across the country. And if last time you counted, you noticed there was only 350 high schools in Northeast Ohio, you can be relatively proud that Western Reserve has again gotten one of these scholarships. I'd like to ask Jeff Kamey to come up front, please.
We turn now to an important and meaningful award made to a faculty member at the Academy, the J. Ward and Marion Keener Prize. This prize, given in honor of 2 people who were so very much a part of this Academy, is awarded specifically to that member of the faculty who has served at least 1 year, but not more than 3 years, and recognizes that person's excellence in teaching and commitment to the quality of life and overall learning in this boarding school. The recipient, Alan S. Doe. Through a vote of the head coaches of our various sports at the varsity level, the coveted gold medal is presented to those individual students who exemplify the best in sportsmanship and dedication and excellence in athletics. During the course of this year, the following students have received such medals, and would they stand as I call your name? Warren Arms, Jr. for football, Beth A. Cariello for field hockey, and Celine S. Gustafson for volleyball. Congratulations. As a school the size of Reserve must count on senior leadership in many ways, one of the areas where it is most visible is athletics. I would like to have the following seniors stand at this time to receive recognition for having lettered in 3 sports during this, their final year at WRA. Jeff Kamey, Beth Cariello, David Kushwa, Celine Gustafson, Roger Wong, Brent Lawbaugh, John Perkins, and Brendan Schneider. Congratulations and thank you. The awards that we will now present are specific to this academy. They come from within the confines of the institution, and most have been presented at this special time of year for decades. These honors carry with them a certain permanence and are imbued with a sense of times long past. Students selected as recipients should recognize that these awards are named for individuals who gave much of their own lives for the good and furtherance of this place of learning. The first award is the Friendship Trophy, an award given to a senior who would especially well represent these United States abroad by his or her qualities of friendship and sincerity and courtesy and understanding. The trophy, a boomerang, was presented to the Academy by John Ryan, a native Australian, a Fulbright Fellow, and a member of the Academy's faculty in 1955 and 56. This year's recipients, and would they come forward at this time along with their advisors, are Brendan Schneider, advisor Mr. Thomas, and Amy E. Smith, Mrs. Gustafson, advisor. They'll simply stand here and I'll read. Brendan, if you all would just stand here and let me publicly embarrass you for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Brendan joined us at Reserve with strong academic credentials and outstanding personal recommendations. At the Academy, he proved to be not only a successful student, but a valued leader, an example to his classmates, and a person recognized for his sheer goodwill. He's been an honest, diligent, and forthright member of this school. As a headmaster, I have seen few like him in more than 2 decades of independent school mastering. We will all miss him in many ways. Amy Smith took a little time to establish herself as a force in the class. Active through her years here in dramatic ventures, she's been described as a center for all things positive at the Academy. It is hard, a faculty member noted, to explain how much a student like Amy does for a school like ours. She's bright, insightful, and concerned about how her actions will affect not only her life, but the life of her fellow voyagers. Her friends turn to her often. Next year, Amy will be an English-speaking Union Fellow. Congratulations to you both. What we'll do, you can take that down there, and you just encourage your names on there. The Joel B. Hayden Award. This prize, a suitably engraved silver bowl, is awarded to the best all-around student in the junior class, considering scholarship, student activities, and leadership. This year's recipient, advisor Mr. Jones. Recipient is Jennifer Turek. a young woman who has exhibited a very special brand of determination and courage. Jen has been selected as the president of the student body for the upcoming academic year. Her energy, her drive, her concern, and good judgment, and just plain joy for life are obvious to all of us who are near her each day. We are all better for her presence. Congratulations. The John W. Hallowell Award. The Hallowell Award is presented at commencement to a member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the senior class and the faculty, contributed greatly to the intellectual or cultural life of the school by his or her creative ability in one or more fields of interest, especially in art, music, and writing, but also possibly in the fields of science and history. In this award, creativity, talent, and their development are the qualities that are recognized. This year's recipient is Andrew M. Paul, advisor, Mr. Weber. An intelligent young man who will enter Stanford in September, Andrew Paul has been blessed with a natural curiosity and a sense of humor that keeps him forever buoyant and resilient. He's the possessor of a strong moral sense, a political conscience, and a deep understanding of commitment. Most every stage production over the past 4 years has found Andy treading the boards. He served as an officer in Opus, our student drama organization. As a junior, he starred as Petruchio in Taming of the Shrew, and offered the counterpoint as Fred Graham in the musical Kiss Me Kate, performed later that same year. Active also in numerous musical efforts, he's been vital to the success of both the Glee Club as well as the Independent Study Octet. We wish him well in Palo Alto. Congratulations. The Angus M. Frew Award. By a vote of the varsity coaches, there is inscribed on an individual cup the name of a student in the upper two classes who in sportsmanship and athletic ability most nearly achieved the athletic ideals of Western Reserve Academy. The recipient, Beth A. Cariello. The advisor, Mrs. Gustafson. Spirited, talented, tenacious, and a leader by any measure, Beth was the glue of our undefeated girls field hockey team. The 3-year starter in basketball, an all-conference player in lacrosse, her contagious smile, vivacity, and selflessness are equal only by her dedication to both her church, her family, and her community. She will matriculate at Johns Hopkins, where she hopes to compete at the intercollegiate level. Congratulations. The Harlan M. Wood Award. Presented to a senior, not the recipient of any other major prize, whose work and accomplishment have been distinguished by exceptional effort and by whose example has been of great value to academic morale. The recipient, Celine Gustafson, advisor, Dr. Price. Celine has literally grown up on the Reserve campus. She's earned academic honors, athletic plaudits, and a vast amount of respect from all of us as a result of her exemplary effort and her determination. She masks a tenacity not often found in others with a calm, somewhat easygoing manner. Observing her growth at WRA has been a distinct pleasure. Any college or university is fortunate to have her with them next year. Mount Holyoke is the fortunate one. Congratulations. the Robert R. Stoll Mathematics Prize. A prize presented to that senior or junior who, in the estimation of the faculty, demonstrates the highest aptitude and most creativity in the discipline of mathematics. The recipient will receive a cash award, and his or her name will be listed on the Stoll Prize plaque. This prize was established by Dr. David B. Stoll, WRA class of 1969, to honor his father, Professor Robert R. Stoll. The recipient of the Stoll Prize in Mathematics, Tarun V. Reddy, advisor, Mr. Turner. Maybe it fell. No, it fell. We'll simply congratulate him. Actually, Ann? The cash prize. There is no doubt that Tarun Reddy is one of the most gifted scholars at this or any school, a student whose record stands out on all accounts. He now adds to the honors he received last year, the Harvard University Award and the Rensselaer Medal. At the academic awards ceremony, recently he was singled out by Phi Beta Kappa. With all of this academic prowess, he is described by those who know him well as a person with a wry, if not self-deprecating sense of humor and a warm, sensitive nature. As a senior, he carried 4 advanced placement courses in physics and calculus and chemistry and English. He's been a 4-year letter winner in both wrestling and track and has found time to help as a technical assistant in theater productions. We send him off with our best wishes. The Rachel Snyder Spirit Award, given to that member of the student body who best exemplifies selfless deportment, concern for others, general goodwill, and a determination to make student life at Reserve meaningful. This prize is given in memory of Rachel Snyder, a member of the class of 1988. The 1990 recipients are Heather Lambert and Holly Lambert. Advisors, Mrs. O'Neill and Mrs. Horgan. It will be hard for many of us at Reserve to imagine a time when Holly and Heather will not be with us. They've added spirit, energy, support, and goodwill to this place. They've been loyal friends to many. Whether volunteering on the children's floor at a nearby hospital or working at a home for profoundly disabled children, these Reserve students have exhibited service to those less fortunate. We will miss their laughter. We will miss their cheer. Rachel Snyder would be proud. Congratulations. The Robinson Prize. This prize, symbolized by a silver bowl and an accompanying monetary award, is offered in memory of the late R.H.M. Robinson, an alumnus of the Academy and a longtime member of the Board of Trustees. It is given to that member of the senior class who in his or her career at this Academy has made the greatest progress in moral, mental, and physical development. The advisor, Mr. Weber. The recipient, David G. Hill. And listen, if you will, to the descriptive words of the Robinson Prize once again, awarded to that member of the senior class who in his or her career at Reserve has made the greatest progress in moral, mental, and physical development. David Hill entered Reserve some 4 years ago with a good deal of uncertainty as to what this school was really all about. Following an initial and difficult adjustment, he grew in every way. He evolved into a strong student, a leader, a recognized athlete, and a fine citizen. We have witnessed a wonderful transition. I will always think of David Hill, the David Hill that I knew 4 years ago, when he came into my office on that first day of school in his freshman year to see if the terrible rumor about having Saturday classes had any basis of truth. But I will also remember David as the mature, responsible, and fully fine young man that stands before you today. We know that he will carry that strength with him to Harvard next year. Congratulations. The Bicknell Prize. This prize, awarded at commencement each year, goes to that senior who has exerted the greatest influence in promoting school spirit, good manners and morals, honesty in the classroom, and leadership on campus and the athletic field. The award consists of a monetary gift and an accompanying silver bowl, and is given in honor of the late Warren Bicknell, a loyal and long-standing trustee of the Academy. The advisor, Dr. Dyer; the recipient, Sarah E. Wagner. A young woman of extraordinary sensitivity and awareness, Sarah Wagner has been a leader in this boarding school as few have been before her. In her senior recommendation to college, the following was stated: "She has brought a ray of happiness to whatever she's undertaken. By her contributions and leadership, she has made the school a much better place, a much better, productive, and happier place. Further, she has been effective in dealing with both the administration and the faculty, and has raised the social consciousness of this school through her meaningful dedication to the poor, the underprivileged, and the handicapped, as well as her attention to environmental issues. This superb student will grace Dartmouth's campus as she has ours here in Hudson. Minot, North Dakota's loss will be Hanover, New Hampshire's gain. Congratulations, and thank you, Sarah." These next few students are recipients of what is known as the Headmaster's Award. These are awards designed to make public the good works done at this academy by some of our seniors. In reality, I wish it were possible for me to honor many, many more members of this class. Described by the Faculty Guidance Committee as bright, articulate, and committed, this superb young woman has an excellent sense of herself and a real drive to achieve. Her unfailing good judgment and sense of responsibility have been evident in literally every area of this school, whether it be as an officer in the Green Key, a senior dormitory prefect, a captain on a varsity team, or a committee member for the Women's Issues program. We are proud of her and wish her the very best next year. The advisor, Mrs. Schmidt; the recipient, Needy Bombra. This student's advisor said of him, quote, "All of the students I've seen in my 10 years are very special, but Jeff is unquestionably one of the finest in terms of combination of academic achievement, extracurricular contribution, and high personal qualities, especially as these contribute to the positive aspects of life at this school. I admire his sense of purpose and willingness to give of himself. I respect his ambitions and the nature of his concerns. He has a level of maturity that always seems to make those around him all the better in whatever they are doing." End of quote. This young man has earned our respect, as he will the admiration of those in Cambridge next year. The advisor, Mr. Gustafson; the recipient, Jeffrey S. Kamey. 4 years ago, when this student applied to WRA from the public schools in Youngstown, our admissions committee sensed that a fine young man was coming our way. An excellent scholastic background was accompanied by serious artistic and creative talent. His academic record is peppered with A effort ratings, and his contribution to this school has been well documented. As both a writer and a cartoonist for the Reserve Record, he has shown his ability to organize his thoughts into wonderful pieces, while at the same time injecting each with his own special brand of humor. In his upper class years, he displayed his talent on stage as well, and as a senior earned plaudits for his major role in the Opus production of Arsenic and Old Lace. A well-rounded, well-respected prefect in Ellsworth, we called Fred Chung forward to accept the Headmaster's Award at this time. Dr. Dyer, the advisor. Described by some at Reserve as a young man of cordiality and sensitivity, this next Headmaster's Award recipient has to be regarded as one of our finest ambassadors. A 2-year prefect, he has spent countless hours assisting those new to this boarding school. His seriousness of purpose has been obvious to all of those that have worked with him. Regarded as a diligent student, he has been resilient and positive through his years here, and a most effective leader in each way. He has quietly made this school a wonderful place in which to live and to learn. The advisor, Mr. Westfall, the recipient, David F. Kushwa. Described as affable and a leader by example, this recipient has held major positions on campus and has remained a solid student in the process. Faculty members have commented on his work ethic, his large measure of maturity and common sense, and his willingness to find time to help others. He has assisted our admissions office, has been a capable, dependable, and competent editor of one of the school's most important publications. A 2-sport varsity athlete, a young man who goes beyond himself for things larger than himself, and a person well-liked and respected. Steve will attend Hamilton College, and I think it'll be a good match. The advisor, Mr. Schmidt, the recipient, Stephen P. Hess. With his own style and his own sense of himself, this young man came to Reserve 3 years ago, the result of an exchange program. An exchange program in particular with a Canadian preparatory school in Ontario. He has won us over since that time and has served this school as a prefect, an admissions tour guide, and an athletic team captain. He recently received All-America status. Beyond all of this, it is his friendship, it is his humor, his tenacity, and his honesty that has impressed us all. Woodhouse just won't be the same without Fred Jenner. Advisor, Mr. Troutman. Fred Jenner. Our next recipient is a National Merit Commended student, a prefect in the dorm, an honors scholar, a 3-sport varsity athlete, and a very respected member of the class of 1990. He has made a difference for all of us at the Academy. His advisor comments as follows: if a school could fill its roster with students like Brent Lawbaugh, the effect would be to raise the teaching to a new level. It would not make the job of educating youngsters any easier, but rather it would definitely reinforce the instructor's appreciation of their noble purpose. His keen self-motivation, the challenges he places upon himself, and his unflappable attitude are the qualities he has brought to reserve and unleashed on every task he has undertaken. Advisor, Mr. Smith. Recipient, Brent Lawbaugh. His wholesome and infectious desire to do well and enjoy the experience has been characteristic that has been the hallmark of this, the final Headmaster's Award recipient. In ways that are both obvious and yet somehow subtle at times, he affects those around him. He is noted by the faculty as being cheerful and well-intentioned and persevering. I will long remember his senior speech this year, in which he helped to define integrity as having the ability to do the right thing when there is great pressure to do otherwise. He's a person of quiet strength, and one who will, I'm sure, go on to be one of our most active and loyal alumni. The advisor, Mr. DeMong. The recipient, Ian McDuff. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you. In particular, I'd like to thank a man who's given the better part of his working life to this school. I'd like to thank a man who has influenced countless numbers of students, a gentleman who will be retiring from our faculty this year, and a person who is special in every way. Now, he really didn't want me to say anything because that's not his style. And if you know him, you'll know that's so. He said to me the other day, "You know, I came in here quietly back in the mid-50s, and I'd like to leave just as quietly." I'm certainly not going to allow that to happen. Travis Weber is a very special individual by any standards, and certainly I'd like him to stand at this time and receive our thanks. Dr. Gareth Sykes, today's commencement speaker, is an individual of singular importance in the realm of higher education today. Currently a faculty member at Michigan State University, his work with teachers and teaching standards is well known. Dr. Sykes is a native of Milwaukee and graduated from the University School of Milwaukee prior to entering Princeton, where his major was history. He took his advanced degrees from Stanford, completing his PhD in teacher education and curriculum. He has directed the California Commission on the Teaching Profession and has been a research associate with the National Institute of Education. Dr. Sykes' daughter, Anne, is a member of the class of 1990. We have been pleased to have had Anne with us and are honored to have her dad as our graduation speaker today. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Gareth Sykes. Tried to make it brief.
Thanks very much, Skip. Graduates, parents, and faculty, it's a great pleasure and honor to stand before you today, not least because my daughter numbers among those who will receive their diplomas. But I must confess to being a novice at giving graduation speeches. I last did so as a high school senior 25 years ago. So I cast about for a good while, searching for a topic or a theme. Brevity I knew would be desirable, and I was tempted to imitate that college president who compressed his commencement address into 6 words drawn from 3 great moralists out of 3 great cultural traditions. Know thyself, Socrates. Control thyself, Cicero. Give thyself, Jesus. Difficult to improve upon such brevity, but I finally realized that I have here a golden opportunity with both my daughters captive in the audience, listening to their father. The parents gathered here will appreciate this as a rare event, soon to disappear altogether. With this ending, our children, no longer now, commence their adulthood, eager, if perhaps also anxious, to set out on their own path, impatient at their parents standing at the door, bundling them up, pressing a bit of food and money into their hands and giving them last-minute bits of advice. So I have a few moments left, and in my remarks can serve as a proxy for other parents, proud and anxious, filled with joy and with sadness, who want to say what is in their hearts to these intimate strangers whom they have raised but who will now leave them. So here is what I would say at this precious moment. Congratulations, Anne. I know you've worked hard over the past years, that you've met with successes and suffered setbacks. I'm proud of you for your victories, but I'm even prouder that you've had the courage to accept but not give in to the defeats. I wish I could promise that your future holds an unbroken string of triumphs, but I know better. Success and good fortune await you, along with joy and love, fellowship and accomplishment, but also vicissitudes that take many forms, that challenge us all to resist disappointment, despair, or grief. I believe that the character of your education at Reserve has been equally an education of character and for character, and at the heart of character is courage, moral and existential courage that must be tested to be discovered. So in your studies here, and on the playing fields, and in the company of your peers, and even at the Silver Lake Country Club, that testing has begun that summons and forms your character. I want to express my hopes and expectations for you, and I discovered the terms for this in a short, shrewd book written some years ago by an economist that advanced a theory to explain why individuals and societies seem to shift back and forth between public and private pursuits. Now, by private pursuits, I mean the interest that many young people have to embark on a satisfying career, to amass wealth, and to have the good things in life, to gain positions, status, and recognition in the eyes of the world. And by public pursuits, I mean those commitments devoted to the betterment of our world and to the welfare of others, the call of duty, the realm of social responsibility, those causes that provoke passions rather than satisfying interests. In our age, I think these act as opposing spheres of activity, and we're inclined to wonder why individuals would choose public pursuits. But it was not always so. During the Renaissance, citizens were raised according to a code of values stressing civic virtues. In fact, an early meaning of the word private was not holding public office or official position. And its origin in the Latin privare, to deprive or bereave, indicated the low status of private activity on the social scale. And I might add that the preferred public realm belonged exclusively to men, that women occupied the private sphere and were neither allowed nor expected to develop and use their talents in public pursuits. What a dramatic contrast to today, when the pursuit of private self-interest is regarded as most beneficial to a well-regulated social order. The cultural significance of the public and the private has shifted, perhaps even reversed itself. When Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence designated the pursuit of happiness as an inalienable right, he meant public happiness, the performance of economy and society that is satisfactory to its members. Yet we understand that term differently today as a private and individual matter. If the cultural circumstances have shifted, however, the question remains for how to balance, integrate, or choose between self-interest and the public interest in your life. My hope is that you will find a way to integrate these, but that is a difficult path to discover. The Economist tells the story of an alternation between public and private interests, duty and pleasure. He sees that single-minded pursuit of one gives rise to disappointment, leading on to the other, and then back in perpetual oscillation. To oversimplify, the pursuit of private interest, whether conceived as wealth, position, or status, can lead to spiritual emptiness, a hunger for meaning, and for connection to others around transcendent purposes and ideals. Yet work in the public arena has its disappointments too, as individuals discover how difficult it is to have an impact on the great problems of our time, and how the effort to secure the power and influence necessary to produce beneficial results can lead to corruption and disillusionment. Such swings are not healthy for nations and their problems, nor for global prospects more generally. Western societies, writes The Economist, appear to be condemned to long periods of privatization, during which they live through an impoverishing atrophy of public meanings, followed by spasmodic outbursts of publicness that are hardly likely to be constructive. But we live in a hopeful time epitomized by the end of the Cold War, the removal of the threat of nuclear annihilation, the extension of democracy around the world, a period of prosperity, the evident triumph of our way of life. Yet the human condition contains grave threats to the environment, continuing hideous poverty amidst unimaginable affluence, and bitter religious, economic, and cultural strife among nations that threatens constantly to destabilize the world order. Our survival, the survival of our children and grandchildren, the future generations, depends on the creation of an enlarged public sphere wherein we take responsibility for the whole, wherein we merge our identities as consumers and as citizens to pursue a common welfare. I believe such work is a necessity and must go forward, but I believe the appeal can be made to individuals in terms of what constitutes a good and satisfying life. So I hope that you will have many good things in life, Anne. But most deeply, I hope that you will discover the paradoxical relation between giving and getting, that to give and to serve is not simply more blessed. It is necessary for receiving what has true value. I hope that you will discover how to make your contribution to the public welfare and to the various communities, large and small, that you will join. And I hope that you will find the means to join personal interests and public commitments in your life so that you may discover pleasures and rewards in doing what you should. In our age, absent a powerful civic culture, the call of duty is too fragile to rely on alone for encouraging pursuit of the public interest over our private interests. I believe we must seek an integration so we may pursue one through the other. This may be a typically American formulation that seeks to deny limits and to avoid sacrifice. Better perhaps to preach obligation, sacrifice, and calling. For some, this will be the path, but I seek a way that may include all our citizen consumers. Robert Frost supplies a complementary image in one of his poems. He describes himself chopping wood in his front yard when two woodcutters from the area pass by. And in these verses, he describes the significance of the encounter. Out of the woods, two hulking tramps, from sleeping God knows where last night, but not long since in the lumber camps. They thought all chopping was theirs of right. Men of the woods and lumberjacks, they judged me by their appropriate tool. Except as a fellow handled an axe, they had no way of knowing a fool. Nothing on either side was said. They knew they had but to stay their stay, and all their logic would fill my head, as that I had no right to play with what was another man's work for gain. My right might be love, but theirs was need, and where the two exist in twain, theirs was the better right. Agreed. But yield who will to their separation. My object in living is to unite my avocation and my vocation, as my two eyes make one in sight. Only where love and need are one, and the work is play for mortal stakes, is the deed ever really done for heaven and the future's sakes. Follow your bliss, advises Joseph Campbell, that great chronicler of myth, to a student asking what she should do with her life. And here he agrees with the poet. But my hope is that in doing so, in finding work that is play for mortal stakes, you will make your contribution, add your drop to the ocean of caring humanity. And finally, Anne, despite what I've said here today, I recognize the wisdom of a remark made by Bertrand Russell, that the fundamental defect of fathers is that they want their children to be a credit to them. I'm guilty of this, I suppose. But deep down, I want you to blaze your own trail. Your mother and I have tried to instill our values in you, and our influence must now live on indirectly through your independent actions and choices. Well, that is what I would say to my graduate, and I hope it has served us all. Graduates, we salute you, we congratulate you, and we wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for your concern, your wisdom, and your words. Mr. John D. Ong, President of the Board of Trustees at Western Reserve Academy, assisted by Senior Master Frank Longstreth, will now present the diplomas and the alumni tie and pendant. The class of 1990, Todd Edward Adamson, Dunwoody, Georgia. Omar Farouk Ahmed, Canton, Ohio. Damon Bradford Ansel, Lome, Togo. Michelle Marie Antonelli, Solon, Ohio. Warren Walter Arms, Jr., Falmouth, Massachusetts. Congratulations, Warren. Stephen Vincent Abdul, Columbus, Ohio. Paranit Bambra, Jamestown, New York. Robert Michael Bautista, Canton, Ohio. Sheila Nancy Bavacati, Akron, Ohio. Buell Hardy Bedford III, Spring Lake, Michigan. Jeffrey Seville Kamey, Hudson, Ohio. Mary Allison Bliley, Hudson, Ohio. Melissa Catherine Brookhart, Hudson, Ohio. Julia Christina Brown, Columbus, Ohio. Peter Morton Book, Cortland, Ohio. Beth Ann Cariello, Hudson, Ohio. James C. Carter II, Hudson, Ohio. Catherine Elizabeth Charles, Elyria, Ohio. Calvin Gu Young Chen, Ravenna, Ohio. Frederick W. Chung, Warren, Ohio. Karine Chung, Girard, Ohio. Martha Ann Clapham, Salem, Connecticut. Julia Christina Consuegra, Key Biscayne, Florida. Patricia Jacqueline Cruzy, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. David Frederick Kushwa, Youngstown, Ohio. Denise De Jesus, Bronx, New York. Paran Kishore Desai, Mansfield, Ohio. Humberto Dominguez Stroessner, Key Biscayne, Florida. Aaron Benjamin Dom, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Amy Lynn Donnelly, Hudson, Ohio. Michelle Suzanne Duchan, Hudson, Ohio. Stephen Osborne Dyer, Hudson, Ohio. Nimali Elizabeth Fernando, Erie, Pennsylvania. Gregory Brett Pfeiffer, Worcester, Ohio. Stephen Elwood Fisher, El Toro, California. Brian Thomas Fosnot, McMurray, Pennsylvania. Scott Nathan Galloway, Aurora, Ohio. James William Greer, Hudson, Ohio. Celine Stephanie Gustafson, Hudson, Ohio. Adriana Guzman, the Bronx, New York. Bradley Edward Hall, Bay Village, Ohio. Christopher Reed Head, Lake Forest, Illinois. Stephen Philip Hess, Hudson, Ohio. David Gordon Hill, Twinsburg, Ohio. Craig Michael Howell, Hudson, Ohio. Roger Sok Huang, Ashtabula, Ohio. Alan Woolfolk Isaac, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Frederick Roger Jenner, Victoria, British Columbia. Damon Spar Keller, Alliance, Ohio. Hans Yangsu Kim, Ashtabula, Ohio. Irene Youngmi Kim, Hudson, Ohio. Lisa Bess Kramer, Aurora, Ohio. David Sale Kwan, Shaker Heights, Ohio. Heather Lee Lambert, Warren, Ohio. Holly Lynn Lambert, Warren, Ohio. Peter Lyon Laub, Akron, Ohio. Brent Patrick Lawbaugh, Monroe Falls, Ohio. James Sun Liu, Garrettsville, Ohio. Michael James Lynn, Girard, Ohio. Ian Douglas McDuff, Parker, Texas. Stephanie Lauren Miller, Canton, Ohio. Brian Dieter Moss, Macedonia, Ohio. Jody Perkins Murdo, Hudson, Ohio. Sarah Edith Wagner, Minot, North Dakota. Christine Lynn Nazero, Titusville, Pennsylvania. John Edward Nunn, Arlington, Virginia. Susan Ruth Oldham, Hudson, Ohio. Sean Michael O'Reilly, Hudson, Ohio. Susan Orenga, Hudson, Ohio. Eric Gordon Palm, Hudson, Ohio. Andrew Michael Paul, Aurora, Ohio. Angela Marie Paul, Garrettsville, Ohio. Stephen Richard Penton II, Medina, Ohio. John Richard Perkins II, Canton, Ohio. David Pico Villa, San Juan, Spain. Noah Gabriel Rabinowitz, Hudson, Ohio. Tarun Vangala Reddy, Hudson, Ohio. Charles Youngo Rowe, Canton, Ohio. Jane Newton Rohde, New Delhi, India. Christopher Sumner Sands, Glasgow, Scotland, United Kingdom. David Lee Schenk, Jr., Islamorada, Florida. Brendan Joseph Schneider, McMurray, Pennsylvania. Harold Uzaiman Schul, Karst, West Germany. Derek David Schumann, Ixonia, Wisconsin. John Ross Seward, Bloomington, Indiana. Ann Morgan Sheedy, Laughlintown, Pennsylvania. Kelly Michael Shakitka, Brookville, Maryland. Brian Thomas Sherry, Aurora, Colorado. Deborah Beth Sindel, Novelty, Ohio. Anup Kumar Singh, Louisa, Kentucky. James Goodsell Slocum, Columbus, Ohio. Amy Elizabeth Smith, New Concord, Ohio. Megan Haskell Smith, Paynesville, Ohio. Rebecca Rose Smith, Hudson, Ohio. Eugene Song, Portsmouth, Ohio. Anthony Jones Stefano, Hudson, Ohio. Sarah Electa Strausberger, Galesburg, Illinois. Ann Barrett Sykes, Lansing, Michigan. William Archer Tansey, Short Hills, New Jersey. Shankar Therapathy, Canton, Ohio. Karen Elizabeth Topping, Sagamore Hills, Ohio. Bharat Bharatachari, Olney, Illinois. Christopher James Warren, St. Joseph, Michigan. Damon Antone Williams, Dayton, Ohio. Dawn Alice Wilson, Hudson, Ohio. I think we have one left. Mark Lincoln Wilson, Akron, Ohio. Would you join me in a round of applause for this fine class? And now would you please stand and join with me in the singing of Now Thank We All Our God. be seated. I would request that those in the audience remain seated following the benediction by Dr. Price until all of the graduating class and the full faculty have recessed. The class of 1990, along with the faculty and all alumni present, are to gather at the base of the flagpole to sing the alma mater. When the alma mater is being sung, would those in the audience please rise? Thank you. And now for the benediction, Dr. Price.
On behalf of the faculty, I would like to offer these blessings to the class of 1990. We bless you at work. We bless you at play. We bless you now as you end your stay. We bless you sick. We bless you healthy. We bless you poor. We bless you wealthy. We bless you at home. We bless you abroad. We bless you lively, even bless you bored. We bless you in joy, we bless you in sorrow, we bless you today, we bless you tomorrow. We bless husbands and wives and the babes they'll be bearing. We bless all the lives you will touch by your caring. We bless you in wisdom, we bless you in folly. We bless all twins, both Heather and Holly. We bless all opposites and apparent difference, which you've learned to resolve through cognitive dissonance. May all these blessings we offer this day bring you courage and strength as you leave on your way.